Yo, welcome back to a new video, guys. Give me a sec. All right, in today's video I want to talk about choose your hard. Choose your hard. These past few days, I won't lie to you guys, it's been a little rough. I think especially experiencing after post-surgery, getting back into the flow of things when it came to going back to my diet, training hard again, especially like showing up each and every day as far as my workouts. Going through some rough time where I had to take a short break from my coach, but I'm gonna get back on program within the next few weeks. I had time to think throughout these weeks and stuff and really kind of look back on things as far as the hard times, or the things that built me to where I am today. And I started thinking, man, it's just like you in this life, you really have to decide what you choose your hard. Life isn't fair. Obviously, we all have different circumstances and stuff like that, but in reality, you have to do what you can within your circumstance. You see it plenty of time with certain legends, whether it comes to sports, whether it comes to great motivational speakers, all that. They had extremely difficult lives, but they still made the best out of their situation. And you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing, but you have to choose your hard. You're waking up early to go to this job that you hate and stuff like that, and you feel miserable. But it's just like, you can reverse that. You can reverse that by start thinking of ideas of, what do you want to do out of your life, and take that opportunity as of waking up early to being like, man, I'm one day closer to saving up my money and being able to leave this job. So rather than the heart of being stuck at this job for years on end, you can choose your hard by saying, you know what, let's work extremely hard for these next 2 months, save up a couple thousand, couple bucks, throw some, just plan ahead as far as like what you want to do outside of this. Start working on that business, start working on that, start looking for different jobs. And you can just switch it to being like, you know what, let me work extra hard for another 3 months, 4, and let me start job searching for another job, another opportunity that can get me out of the situation, that can help me elevate throughout my life. Let me go job searching, that way I can choose my heart to being like, you know what, let me work a little harder, let me work a little extra harder. That way I can escape this fucking 9 to 5 and go after the things I really want to do. But you choose that hard. You choose whether you want to go after your opportunity and work a little extra for a couple months and get yourself out of that situation, or you choose the hard of knowing that I'm going to be stuck here for the rest of my life and there's nothing I can do about it. That's your choice. That ain't circumstance. That's your choice. Because there's people in worse positions than you escaping that by choosing their heart of, you know what, let me come up with a plan. Oh yeah, it's going to be difficult. Oh yeah, it may take some sacrifices. Oh, maybe it takes not stepping out. Maybe it takes staying in more. Maybe it takes staying up late at night working on your business. But the end result is a lot better than your current circumstance. But that's your choice. You get to decide that. You can choose. You can implement the switch within your mindset, within your habits, to make that initial step. But if you don't, that's all on you. That's all on you. And you got no one else to blame. Life ain't fair. I don't want to hear it. Stop playing victim. You choose your hard, man. You choose your hard. Every one of us has an opportunity to grow and elevate within this life, especially nowadays in this online space. Aren't you sick and tired of seeing motherfuckers living out their dream life? And you're just watching through the screen right here, and you're not doing anything about it, not even trying. But let alone just like attempting trying. And at least if you know you put in the effort, and you know what, at least you can tell yourself, you know what, I tried. But trying seems to be even a hard task for motherfuckers to do. Why? Because of judgment? Because when we all go 6 feet under, this ain't no fucking field trip. But you're worried about someone else's opinion. You think death is a fucking field trip? You think, hey, we're gonna die together. No, it's not how it works. So don't let fuck someone's opinion, bro. Who gives a shit about that shit? Straight up. Who gives a fuck about that, dude? Just try that thing you've been yearning to do for years. At least you can tell yourself at the end of the day, even if it fails, you tried at least. Give yourself that. But you choose your hard, man. You choose your hard. You know, during times back in my past, you know, when I used to, I got myself ineligible to play during my college, during 1 year of my college, soccer. And wasn't showing up in classes, you know, was going through it in terms of life. But even then, I was putting little to no effort, but I was choosing to do that. I was choosing to face that hard challenge of not doing it. And what was the repercussion? I was ineligible. I couldn't play that following spring semester, and I had to redo the classes and then take some more during that summer and able to be eligible again. But I chose to do that. It wasn't circumstance. It wasn't all woe is me. No, I chose my heart, and I chose the difficult route to get back onto the team, where I simply just could have been showing up, putting in the effort, putting in the work, getting in my training, which was the only thing I was sticking to, applying that same effort outside of the field. I chose my hard by making it difficult throughout that spring semester and summer, while working 50, hell, not even 50, probably like 80 hours on top of being a college athlete. I had to run this painting biz during the summer with my own crew, making sure I show up every day early, get the truck, load it with the equipment, do estimates, pre-wash the decks and stuff, so then the next days, whenever our current project was done, my crew had a job to do right after. Testing samples with the customers to make sure this ideal color is what they want for their deck or outside their house. Doing that while showing up an extra hours early to go in the field, still took to my training, so then I can still stay in shape, preparing for the season that I still had to be eligible for. So guess what? On top of that, on top of the training, on top of being in that painting crew, making sure everyone's right, making sure I'm being the leader that I need to be on a day-to-day basis, I also had to study right after that. I also had to study, put in work, put in hours outside on online courses to make sure that I was passing, so I was able to be eligible. And on top of that, still finding time to go to the gym. Still finding time to go to the gym after a long ass shift, working 10 hours, close to 12 sometimes. And then driving back home and then studying. That shit was hell, but I chose that hard. I chose that hard. But we all have a choice of which hard we wanna go through. Doing things that we need to do, so then even though the tasks are daunting, they're still going towards the goals that we need to accomplish. Or you make it difficult for yourself, grinding through the mud, having to do all those extra hours while staying on top of my game, working on my shape, working on my touches, being a leader on a day-to-day. And being with a leader comes respect. So you gotta do everything. You gotta make sure you're doing everything to the T. You gotta do everything to the T to make sure that your crew can respect you. That's what, first thing, your crew can respect you, and then take your commands. How does it look if you're not doing the shit that you're preaching to your crew, and then they're looking at you like, why the fuck would I listen to you? You're showing up late to the job and all that stuff. I can't do that. But I chose my hard. And with that, putting in all that work, I became eligible. We won our season, we won our conference season that year. I was able to go back to school, do what I needed to do, grow as a person, because trust and believe, going through that shit taught me a lot as far as choosing your hard, and making sure I never put myself in that situation again. And you can do the same thing. Whatever circumstance you're in, you have the choice. But understand, with those choices, you're choosing your hard. So if you know you're slacking off, you know you're fucking up, you know you're doing what you shouldn't be doing, going to spots that you have no business in, especially if you don't got a job or any of that shit going for yourself, and you out here stepping outside with no money, knowing that, and then you're wondering why you're in your current circumstance. You're choosing that. You're choosing that. But if you can understand and know that, okay, you know what, let me eliminate this, let me eliminate that. You know, it's gonna be hard because I've been doing it for years, and I know I've been fucking up. But I know this hard in terms of waking up early, showing up on time, coming up with a game plan for my future self to make sure I'm in the best position I can put myself in, and elevating my life and helping my family and friends around me, and being a leader that I should be. You too can change. You too can choose the hard as far as waking up early. Yeah, is it hard in the beginning? Sure. But then once you conquer that, you're already amongst above average. You're already above average, because most motherfuckers can't even do that. You're getting your bread right, making sure you're showing up on time. Motherfuckers be late, and they wonder, and they don't realize that shit is a reflection on everything that they do in life. So whether they're late in work, they're gonna be late in any project that they're doing. They're gonna be late in their dates. They're gonna be late in critical situations where they're needed. Because your life can flash within a couple of seconds. Don't be that motherfucker who's late all the time until it's really too late, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm telling you guys, man, that shit's coming, bro. But we have to choose our hard. Go through the difficult shit now. Conquer that shit. Master it. Don't let it control you. Don't let it control you. Be the leader that you need to be. Choose your hard. Show up, put in work on the daily basis, and be benefited the rewards that come with that. When it comes to discipline, respect, mastering your mind, not being easily influenced, growing in your avenue, whether it's in your business or career. You choose your hard. You have the choice to choose which hard you want to be at the end, which side you want to be in terms of hard. Hard because you're putting in the work, or hard because you were too lazy to do the shit you know you were supposed to do. You choose. That's all I want to talk about today, guys. I'm telling you, man. Don't be that motherfucker who's lazy as fuck and not choosing to put in the work that he knows he needs to do. Choose the side that always is rewarded in terms of elevating your life. Always, no matter what. Man, that's all I have for today. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and holler back at your boy, bro. I'm out.